We just got some major Bills injury updates, and this has some serious implications for this Sunday's upcoming game against the Pittsburgh Steelers. So let's get into it all right here. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Bills Digest. I'm your host, Anthony Senicar, and we are more than halfway through the Bills season, but there's only one issue. 73% of you guys who are watching this video right now are not subscribed to the channel. Subscribe, join the army here at Bills Digest to stay in touch with all your latest Bills news, because we got you guys covered from wall to wall. And like I said, guys, we got some major Bills injury updates from head coach Sean McDermott, and it is some very serious implications of what to expect this upcoming Sunday against the Pittsburgh Steelers in a pivotal matchup for the Bills, just based off of trying to make the playoffs as well as keeping up with the New England Patriots for the race for the AFC East, and a pivotal match for the Pittsburgh Steelers with the Baltimore Ravens losing yesterday on Thanksgiving Day. The AFC North is wide open, so both teams are playing for a lot, and in this pivotal matchup, it looks like the Bills will be out with two key pieces on offense, one on defense, and kind of a question mark piece on the offensive side of the ball. Speaking to the media today, Sean McDermott officially ruled out 4 players. Starting left tackle and starting right tackle, Dion Dawkins and Spencer Brown. Starting middle linebacker, Terrell Bernard, as well as receiver Curtis Samuel has been a complete whiff of a free agency signing from Brandon Beane. But less of that. Let's talk about, obviously, Dawkins and that of Spencer Brown. Spencer Brown left the game last week against the Houston Texans in a sling, as well as Terrell Bernard, who was seen on the sideline by about halftime in a sling. Dion Dawkins is in concussion protocol, was not able to recover, so it is going to be very interesting to see how this Bills O-line bounces back without its 2 starting tackles after coming off of the disaster class that was last week, with Josh Allen getting sacked a career-high 8 times. Again, that Curtis Samuel signing just keeps on looking disastrous. After having him ruled out a few hours ago, he was placed on IR, with Gabe Davis getting a full contract and a 53-man spot on the roster. But again, the key component here is that of the offensive line, and it is going to be very interesting to see how that of Aaron Cromer, who has done a phenomenal job with this offensive line in continuity and keeping these guys healthy. Obviously, Spencer Brown has had some injuries in the past, missing 1 game this year and 1 game last year. Vandermark was able to fill in and play the role well, but now Vandermark has to fill in for that of Dion Dawkins, and then Chase Ledount, my apologies, Ledount. He is the starting right tackle, filling in for Spencer Brown. Obviously, you got Alec Anderson, who's going to be filling in the interior. The usual suspects at offensive guard, with that of David Edwards and Osiris Torrance, and the usual center in Connor McGovern. Going to be very interesting to see the matchup on the outsides when you got the likes of TJ Watt on the other side coming at you every single snap. So it is going to be interesting to see how both Vandermark and Ledount figure out that TJ Watt pass rush from the Pittsburgh Steelers, as well as Cam Hayward on the inside. Now from the negatives to a slight positive. After being ruled out the last 2 weeks with an injury, it looks like Dalton Kincaid has been upgraded to questionable, this will be very, very big for the Bills if they are able to get him this week against the Pittsburgh Steelers. They have been lacking a safety valve. Obviously, the issues at receiver and the issues with separation. Kincaid has been the Bills' best man beater and honestly the Bills' best pass catcher this season. So hopefully getting him back will be a big boost, as well as Brandon Cooks will be in the starting lineup and Gabriel Davis. Now, going from the Bills side, where the injuries have been bothering the Bills, it looks like the Pittsburgh Steelers will be getting a key part of their offense back. That key part being that of starting quarterback Aaron Rodgers. Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin told reporters that Aaron Rodgers, who missed last week's game with a fracture in his left wrist, will not have an injury designation for Sunday's game against the Bills, and the veteran is good to go. So the Bills will be facing Aaron Rodgers this year, and it is a pivotal game for both the Bills and the Pittsburgh Steelers. They have to get some form of pass rush. Aaron Rodgers is 40-plus years old. He's going to be a statue back there. You have to send heat and have to get after him. I mean, this Pittsburgh offense is not the top-end talent that it once was years and years ago, but they are 6-5 and first in their division, with the Baltimore Ravens just losing on Thursday. They are 10th best in points per game, averaging about 24.9. The rushing offense is bottom half at 27th best with 97.1 per game. Passing offense also bottom half, and yards per game bottom half, both at passing offense obviously at 195.1 at 22nd best, and yards per game at 292.2, which is 27th best. On the red zone, in third down percentage, they are top 15. They're about middle of the pack at 40%. Red zone touchdown percentage, they are top of the list at fourth at 66.6%, and they average about one turnover a game. Obviously, Aaron Rodgers is not the Aaron Rodgers he once was, but he is a very good game manager. You got DK Metcalf on the other side. You got Tyler Warren, as well as that of the receiving back that they have. So obviously, they have they have weapons out of the backfield. They have DK Metcalf, who is a very good receiver. They have Aaron Rodgers, who is not going to turn over the ball. And the key for this Bills defense is get after Rodgers. Get after him. Send heat. Make him uncomfortable. Flush him out of the pocket. Don't let him just sit there and slice you apart. Don't let him go vintage Aaron Rodgers. Get after him. Cause pressure. Cause frustration. And make him turn that ball over. Now, going over from the Pittsburgh offensive side of the ball, let's move over to that Pittsburgh defense, which has a very glaring weakness as the 32nd ranked passing defense in the league, allowing on average 258.7 yards per game, as well as 19 total TDs through the air on the season. In a game where the Bills need to get their offense back on track, this is a perfect opportunity to throw the rock and take advantage of this shaky secondary for Pittsburgh. Now, obviously, a middle-of-the-pack rush defense, 15th ranked at 105 yards per game on average they allow, with 8 rushing TDs. And then, obviously, the total defense, very near bottom at 28th best, allowing about 364.5 yards per game and a total of 28 touchdowns as a whole. Scoring defense giving up on average about 23.9, and the red zone defense is middle of the pack, allowing a TD rate of 55.3. Obviously, this defense has a former Defensive Player of the Year in TJ Watt. They have a savvy secondary in a Jalen Ramsey back there. Kyle Duggar, who they got from the Patriots, as well as Jabril Peppers. You got Cameron Hayward. So you got some stars on that defensive side of the ball. The Bills are going to see how the matchup goes up against their defensive line and our offensive line. And honestly, it is a battle of the trenches, going both ways, how our defensive line goes up against their offensive line and how our backup tackles and offensive line go up against the ferocious pass rush of TJ Watt and Cameron Hayward. Do not put yourself in positions where it is third and longs. That will allow TJ Watt to tee off and just go and get after Josh. We cannot put ourselves in those situations. You got to mix in the play action, but you want to take advantage of this bottom-ranked passing defense and allow for the passing attack to get going. You got Brandon Cooks coming off of the street now. You got Gabe Davis. You're hopefully going to have Dalton Kincaid. So let's get that passing attack going. Attack this 32nd ranked pass defense. Don't allow TJ Watt to tee off. Don't put yourselves in third and forevers. Put yourself in third and second and manageable. And on the defensive side of the ball, just get after that quarterback. It is a 40-plus-year-old Aaron Rodgers back there who was obviously injured and was injured, didn't play last week. Tee off again against him. Make sure you stop the run. This is a bottom-tier rush offense. Obviously, Houston was at last week with the Bills. Let them run free. Let's control the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball. Get after the quarterback. Get the passing game back into shape. And hopefully walk out of there with a win. But that's it for me, guys. I want to hear from you guys down below in the comments. What are your guys' thoughts on this game, on this matchup? The offensive line injuries. Does Dalton Kincaid come back? Let me know down below in the comments. Love to hear from you guys as always. On top of that, if you are not subscribed already, subscribe to the channel. We are on the road to 2,000 subscribers, and we appreciate every single one of you that are subscribed. And like I always said, guys, if you guys are not subscribed, subscribe, stay in touch, stay informed, and go Bills.